now, which is crazy. I figured I had very little to talk about, so I talked about a smattering of things throughout the course of this live stream. Primarily the fact that I've decided, by extreme popular request and also doing research on my own, that I shouldn't just get a cat. I should get two cats. Because apparently having two cats is like significantly easier than having just one. It'll mean that they can play with each other and like resource wise and like I don't know, supplies wise, it's basically the same thing anyway. I saw this thing. I was going around looking at litter robots, right? Because litter robots are basically required if you're in my industry because I do a lot of traveling, right? And I can't always have someone swing by every single day to scoop a litter box like once a day or twice a day. And so a litter robot was always just going to be in the cards. And I started looking at litter robot models, and they're on like model 4 or 5 or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, God, these are so expensive. But also then I read a little bit further and did like some comparisons of models, and I was like, oh, they're expensive because they're for like 4 or 5 cats. I was like, I would have maybe 1 to 2 cats. So I looked it up, and it turns out the really, really cheap model, like the cheapest one that they have available, is available for like, God, just like 1 or 2 cats, basically. So it doesn't have like all these absolutely insane like app integrations and crazy things like that that I definitely would not use. Like, I don't need a ping when the litter box is full. I'm just gonna check that sort of stuff. So that is actually like ordered and on the way now. Steve says just get more cats. I apparently, so we're coming up on, I think May through September is like kitten season around here or something like that, according to the Humane Society's website. I've been like looking at cats online and trying to see if there are any like kittens and stuff like that available. And they're like, yeah, kittens are really fucking like, there's a lot of them. So let's see. Yves, hello. And then Steve says, just get more cats. Oh yeah, and then Anna Murphy says, I got a litter robot 4. It's life-changing. That's what I've heard. And I'm definitely gonna spoil the shit out of these cats. I'm also getting them little variety packs of those little, what are they called? Not chewies. What's the tube, the like Go-Gurt for cats that comes in like a bunch of different flavors? I can't remember the fucking name, but I got a bunch of those in like variety packs, training supplies, of course, clickers, things like that. I'm also looking into like how I can take driftwood and things like that from the coast and DIY it into like really chic looking cat trees and whatnot. I'm going all the fuck in. I'm also thinking about moving. My rent won't double, but it'd get a little bit higher, but it would mean that I would get essentially a 3 bedroom, 3 bath, like 3 story townhouse is for the cats and things like that, as opposed to a I don't know, this apartment which no longer fits not even the cats, the games that I have and the content, as well as like my day job office and just existing. Like, it doesn't, my apartment doesn't fit me anymore because I straight up, I don't have room for a dining room table. That's where we're at, right? And so I'm considering moving. There's gonna be a lot of exciting stuff happening. Ed says, are you crazy cat lady yet? Not quite yet, but man, I'm just excited. I haven't had a pet in ages. But yeah, Jordan says, how's your week going? Doing good. It's been very slow. I've been sleeping a lot. I'm still waiting on the vitamin D pills to kind of kick in because that's been annoying. Sleeping till like 2. And so, House Duggan says I moved 2 days ago and I'm still unpacking. Oh shit, really? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, taking it slow is the best thing to do. The way I move is I don't hire movers because I don't trust the fact that they won't just keep my shit like basically held hostage for ransom in some sort of fucking like spot somewhere and then force me to pay an extra 2 grand above what was estimated for it. I've heard some horror stories, and also I'd only be moving maybe across town, and so I figure me and my car probably be fine. Just hire a couple friends, pay them in pizza and drinks, and then call it good. But the typical way I like to do it is I have like a fucking 3-day overlap where it's like all day every day, just move shit into the garage of the new place, like have it all packed up ahead of time, of course, not hiring anyone to pack anything, not hiring anyone to move anything, just like shove it the fuck in there, and extremely slowly over the course of several months start actually putting it where it's supposed to be. So that sort of stuff. But let's see. Drifted Hero says, hey Diana, hi. And Sergio says, can you see the future of those glasses? These are not my real glasses. These are like blue light glasses, which is kind of a myth, kind of not really. It's not proven yet that blue light does anything. I do have my contacts in. I just do this for I don't know. I just do it when I'm not wearing makeup. So let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, line of reason says taking months to unpack is the way to go. I am also very like pretty strict about where exactly things go in my place, and I'm the type of person who's going to make everything into a PowerPoint. I did this once when I moved into this apartment. I took the floor plan of the apartment and every single room, and I made it to scale in PowerPoint, and then moved all of the like basically I measured out like my rug and my tables and things like that, and just kind of like planned out where it was going to go. And I've never once been the type of person to change my mind after that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, everything's where it's going to be for the rest of its existence. You know, I planned it out so far ahead of time, and I know for a fact it's the most optimal way to organize all of the furniture in my apartment. So I've never been the type of person to rearrange their like bedroom at like 3 in the morning or whatever on a Red Bull and an ADHD kick. Not so much a thing. But yeah, SMCC says I need to try the blue light glasses. My vision is horrible. My eyes hurt when I'm working on my PC. Yeah, it's the I think the latest research was that it's not 100% like confirmed that it's a thing. Um I don't know. Someone says rogue. I know, I get the rogue thing a lot. It used to be a lot blonder, but then I washed my hair like yesterday and it immediately made it a lot more yellow because the red is also dyed and it washes right into the blonde. So it immediately tosses it back in. Let's see. Oh my gosh. And then Rare Gamer says, how do you plan decorations around cats knocking things over? So there's this stuff that you can get called museum putty. And it's like this clear, like almost glue type substance. You know how glue dots feel and like the glue dot sort of vibe? It's like a kind of like gelatinous form of that you stick it onto a shelf, and then it just keeps everything there and it makes it so that it's fucking impossible to move. It's actually what people who live in RVs all the time and who do like travel content use in order to keep their stuff on the like basically from sliding around everywhere. But yeah. SMCC says anything would hurt my eyes. I feel like if anything, there needs to be like a shift in how medical advice works for people, the existing sedentary society and the way that a lot of us are working in. Wait, you best says, are you hoping your cat chews your dead plants to get rid of the evidence? No, I would never. Although I do have to go through and do a catalog of all my plants and see if they're actually poisonous. I'm pretty sure this guy is for cats. I'm not 100% sure. Although this guy's actually growing, which is insane. I feel like I also, this is an insane move. I went to go visit someone because they just moved recently to a new house, and I gave them a plant like forever ago, like maybe a year ago. I swung by their new place and I was like, oh my god, this place is so gorgeous. It's like decorated so well. Went upstairs, saw the plant that I gave that I gave them a year ago, and it is fucking thriving. It's just a monstera. It's not even near anywhere that would have like decent lighting. She's like, yeah, I don't really take care of it. I just toss it in some dirt and then leave it alone. And then it just does its thing. And this thing was fucking massive. I feel like anytime that I give a plant away to a friend, it thrives. And anytime I leave it here, it starts dying. Clearly I'm the problem, but still. Let's see. Brittany says, you know a lot about plants. I do not. Unfortunately, I mean, I do insofar as like I know that which plants are out of my capacity to take care of. Yeah, I don't know. I know that for the most part, most of my plants are either fake or they're just straight up. What do you call them? The pothos, the like basic bitch plant that just kind of grows like crazy. So yeah. Simply says, what should I do with a money tree? Keep it near a window and then don't touch it, is what I understand. My mom buys money trees all the fucking time, specifically for the sake of making it, specifically because she wants it to die or something like that. She's one of those people who will buy, would rather have bouquets of flowers and replace bouquets of flowers on her kitchen over and over and over again on her kitchen room table. And like would rather do that than actually take care of a plant and keep it alive, which is annoying. And so, but she was like, yeah, I bought this one just as temporary decor, and it would, yeah, I don't know. She was like, it'd be temporary decor, and then it'll get gotten rid of eventually. And then instead, it fucking thrived. And I believe since it's a money plant, it's supposed to be like prophetic as far as your finances or some shit. I don't know. Hi, Yippee. Let's see. Super Bad the Man says, I feel like this should be backwards, but it's easier for me to take care of a pet than it is to keep a plant alive for the week. To be fair, a pet can actually tell you when something's going wrong. When it comes to a plant, you really just kind of fucking, I don't know. There's not a lot you can do because I tried this a couple times where I was like, oh my God, my plant is turning yellow. What happens? What the fuck is going on? And it was like, oh yeah, your plant might be dying because of too much sun. Could also be not enough sun though. You might also not have enough nutrients in the soil, but you might also have too much nutrients in your soil. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Does no one know what's happening with, is botany just a made up fucking science? Because no one seemed to know. And it's like, oh yeah, it could just be like the worst fucking thing ever. It could be a fucking disease. Or could just be bad luck. Who knows? Eh. Um, but yeah. And Murphy says I love Lego plants. Yeah, so the Lego plants, I like them in very specific rooms, specifically places where it's kind of in the same category as fake plants, where it's, I don't know. I don't know. It's in the same category as fake plants where I only put them in rooms or spots of my apartment that specifically will not ever get lighting, but that I need a splash of color in. Because Lego plants are great, but they're so colorful. I mean, I'm pretty sure the existing Lego plants are like, there's no just straight up green ones. There's like maybe a couple succulents, but even those have flowers at the top, and it'd be kind of ugly if I just took away the flowers. The closest one I can see is a peace lily, but even that kind of throws off the aesthetic of the place because I very much prefer just straight up green everywhere. But I do have a set of roses, which is quite nice that I really like. So, let's see. Let's. Oh yeah, Ed says ASMR on that keyboard. I know. One of the other things I was gonna do is look up the Oregon Humane Society. It's a little bit harder now because I just did my nails last night, so they're all. It's throwing off all of my typing by exactly one letter to the left now. Don't ask me how that works. But yeah. Let's see. AP Ninja says if you had one message to the world, what would it be? Chill the fuck out, for the most part. To be honest. Daniel says, hey, what's up? Nothing much. This is welcome to our weekly stream of me just yapping and having some one-on-one chat with the actual the YouTube audience. For the most part, I tell people to go to Twitch, and I stand by that. Twitch will always be a better experience when it comes to streaming. But it's either way, it's cool to be able to chat to you guys specifically and have a little bit more of a focused thing as opposed to me just like sharing my screen and playing games and all that sort of stuff. House Duggan says, do you recommend Secret Lab chairs? I'm in the market for a new chair and I was wondering how you like yours. I do like mine. I used to say that when I first got it, I'd be able to sleep in it, and I definitely have taken I've nodded off in the middle of D&D games because my D&D games run until about 2 or 3 in the fucking morning. And so that is... I really like it. It's incredibly adjustable, very comfy, cozy, especially with this... not so much the head pillow that it comes with, but the lumbar support pillow is really, really nice. And then the only thing is it's heavy as shit. If you're gonna use it on carpet, it has to be you gotta move it with some fucking effort, which is the only thing. So, I don't know. Hello, Isaac. Welcome in. Boss Cedric says, do you have leggings or is that the color of your legs? Nah, this is just the color of my legs. I am just pale for a Latina. Spartan Fry says, Jesus love you. Oh my God, tell Jesus to go fuck himself. Buddy boy, we're not into that around here. Let's see. But yeah, I have spent a little bit of time just kind of looking around at the Humane Society to see what kittens are available. Rather. And there's some absolute cutie patooties. Oh my God. And the thing is, some of them have the absolute wildest names too. And then Isaac Richardson says, what the fuck did you just say about Jesus? Buddy. Oh no, this is the wrong chat for you, huh? Good God. Anyway. One of them is just named Crumbs. I ran into a cat the other day. Its name was just Sandbag. Jesus. It was the cutest fucking cat. But he looked like he didn't know he was alive. And that's kind of the sort of cat that I want. Yeah. Ed says ASMR and Jesus bashing for real. But no. Anyway, let me see if I can make this a little easier for the mods because I wasn't expecting so many people to pop in. Let's do haha. Easy. Make that a little bit cleaner. There's another in here, and it's also so crazy too when people have like an entire litter of kittens that come in and they decide to name them all after like fucking types of tea. It's really cute. There's cat litters that are named after colors, and that's adorable. There's also cat litters that I often find that are fucking like named after specific types of road signs that you see. You know? Thank you so much for the tips, you guys. Zegvon says, with glasses 7, without solid 9.5. Thank God they're fake, I guess, but I do wear glasses quite a bit, actually. The only reason I don't more often is because they're so thick that they warp my face to such a degree that it's just like you can't get around it. But yeah. Win Shirley says cats should only be named after office supplies, IMO. There's one here that's just named Fragment, and I think that's actually really fucking cute. There's also one named Lint, which is not lint as in like dryer lint, LINDT, like the chocolate, which is adorable. It's Lipin says gruel is so good because it takes all the worst parts of red, the worst parts of green, and then barely attempts to escape them with a ramp. Honestly, yeah, I need to play more gruel. I don't think I have a single gruel deck. I was gonna make a werewolf one, because I opened a box of Innistrad boosters a little while ago, but I didn't get enough werewolves for it to matter, and I didn't get any legendaries, so I couldn't make a commander deck. But Ed Booch says there's no food that's a bad cat name. That's true. Oh, there's one here that's named Cottontail. There's another that's just named Sally. Like, when people just name cats after fucking, oh man, just random little, like, human names. It's the cutest thing. There's one here named Katrina. There's also a cat here named Moth. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Let's see. There's also these little guys, which are, he's only 9 weeks old. And his name is Ian. How fucking adorable is that? Oh. Vegetable says 100% Death Touch is a fun one. I haven't run that yet, but I want to run a Zask. Zask, I think his name is? Or is it Zisk? I can't remember. The centipede-looking dude who's a commander for insects and black and green insects, so it's Golgari. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It's cool because it gives your insects Death Touch, but they're just like a fuck ton of 1/1s. So, I don't know. Let's see. Yves says Dave the Magical Cheese Wizard was my favorite shelter cat name. Oh my god. I love that for him. Yeah, I haven't seen too many, like, off-the-wall ones yet. Let me see if there's anything crazy here. Besides Sandbag. Sandbag was probably my favorite. He was the cutest little guy. Charlie, Dandelion. There's one named London, which isn't that crazy. Phineas. Fur. Oh my god, there's a pair named Phineas and Ferb, and they're both like little orange cats. That is so cute. Grist. That might be it. Yeah. Who am I thinking of? Who is Zask then? I might be thinking of like whatever his fucking name is, the Thrace called or whatnot. I don't know. But yeah, Bacon Cheese Zombie says there's just something about any animal with a human name. It used to know a dog called Paul, and it was such a laugh hearing his elderly owner calling Paul all over again. Yeah, that's pretty adorable. Oh my god, there's also a 9-week-old cat named Wellington here. Oh, I also have been, I think my For You page has picked up on this quite a bit too, because there's been a lot of cat content for, new cat owners, training advice, things like that. Oh yeah, Zask is correct. It's Zask Skittering Swarmlight. Oh, okay, got it. And DB said there's always the 32 deck challenge, one for each color combo. I know I should do that eventually, but I feel like it's just gonna get expensive. I am gonna try and make a sliver deck at some point. I just need a commander for it. But yeah, Zask is the one who gives Death Touch. Okay, solid. Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm just staring at cats. Oh my god, there's one here named Christopher Cucumber and Cinnamon Bear. Oh my god, Cinnamon Bear. Wait, okay, so this is Christopher Cucumber. He looks a little angry. I'm sure he's fine. And then Cinnamon Bear is not an orange cat, despite popular belief. These guys are so cute. There's also one just named Cuddles. Ugh. I like people who name cats. Surely they must run out of ideas eventually, but... oh my god, there's one here named Midnight 30. Definitely not 30 years old. But... MC says Slivers. I know. I just need it because it's an easy deck, and I play against a lot of people who fucking, like, are so incredibly... They're really difficult to play against, to the point that I feel bad playing against them because I'm afraid that they're, like, I'm not a challenge enough for them, you know? It says if you love cats, wait till you discover dogs. So having a dog would just be kind of unethical given the fact that I can't give it a yard. Um, so that would be kind of difficult. And then also, cats just being able to leave them for a decent amount of time with automated stuff and someone swinging by to say hi to them whenever I'm at conventions, which I'm starting to do all my buying of hotels and plane tickets and all that for conventions for 2026, which is nice. That's basically all out of the way. But it's a lot harder to leave a dog, you know, than a cat. So I don't know. Lopin says Kelly the Vast plus Maxwood Nexus plus conspiracy equals profit on slivers. Oh, that's true, huh? That's actually a really good point. I never thought about that. I might try that because I do have a really cool Kalia card. Hi, hello, hello. Bacon says Christopher Cucumber. Yeah, and saying it's also criminal that these cats are too far away to adopt. Oh. Also, Rare Gamer says, which 2026 conventions are you thinking about attending? I'm definitely cutting it down this year. I'm only going to do PAX East, Gen Con, PAX West, and PAX Unplugged. Not going to Australia for PAX Aus again this year because it's really expensive, so I can't do it that often. And then let's see, what else? I might do TwitchCon, but it's really, really unlikely, to be honest. TwitchCon was fine. It was just, there were too many IRL streamers running around last year, and they were just kind of obnoxious. It got to the point where there were so many that were specifically like pickup artist streamers, which never works, and also they're like kids running around doing it, right? It's like I don't think it's even legal for me to be talking to you right now, and you're trying to hit on me on camera, like with your buddy 2 feet behind you pointing a camera at everyone and like holding on a mic. Come on. Yvesti says TwitchCon needs better security as well. It does. It needs better security. It needs to allow people to bring in their own security. I get that there's liability reasons for not doing so, but if it's a safety issue, that's just fucked. And then I don't know, the IRL streamers were just obnoxious, and they need to really make it so there's less IRL streaming or designated fucking hours for it or something like that. I don't know. Natster says you need anti-reflective coating next time you get a prescription. I know. Again, these are blue light glasses, so they're always going to be super reflective. Normally, my normal glasses aren't like that. But Ed says our cat was called Freddie Mercury. That's so cute. Is there like hold on, weird cat names? Is there like a list of ones that people have found? There's a Reddit thread. What is the most ridiculous cat name you've ever heard or given? And then one time I was in a bookstore, says the top commenter, and this kid was talking to his mom about the cat that they just adopted or were about to adopt. He says, "Can we name it Cheerios?" And then she goes, "Yeah, actually, it's actually a really good cat name. Yeah, well, fuck yeah, we'll name him Cheerios." It's just kind of goofy stuff like that. That's pretty cute. Jordan said my friend had a cat named SH, short for shithead. Aw, that's so cute. Oh my god, there's also someone who says that they had a cat named Meow Meow, and then they shared with everyone that their cat knew how to say its own name. As someone here commented that they foster cats and do a lot of naming. Their most silly ones are Radish Spirit, Scuba Steve, Cabin Boy, and Mothball. They also use food names a lot, like Yogurt or Cosmic Brownie, which is adorable. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to name the cats. I figured I would go for whatever they seem like they might, I don't know, personality-wise, you know? Like, if they seem like a fucking Steve, I'll do it. If they seem like a shithead, I'll name them shithead. I don't care. I also wonder, though, if you have to, like, update the microchip with the cat's name, or if the microchip just has, like, the owner information. Because what if I change my mind, you know? Keegan says Cheerios, Fruit Loops, and Frosted Mini Wheats. That's the thing, is like the paired names are so cute. Let's see, someone says they named their cat Toby, short for Mr. Tobeans. Someone also called him Toblerone Monster as his full name when he's being sassy. Oh my god, there was a social media page with a local rescue that once had a cat named Soup Enhancements. Another cat named Meatwad. Oh my god, this thread is the best. Someone says Mothball is a great cat name. It is. Oh, and It's Lopin says I name my pets after magic cards. Next on the list is Krenko and Kalia. Yeah, or like Rin and Sari would be like the cutest little name for a duo of kittens, of little guys. Tovalar is like the werewolf commander, says Kansuki. Any of the legendary 5-color slivers do the sliver thing, but the first sliver is the most try-hard. How much is the first sliver going for nowadays? MTG. Jesus, it's $65 pre-owned for the fancy version, but then the unfancy version that doesn't look like a VHS tape can be like 20 something dollars, it looks like, for the time warp version, it looks like. But then that gives them all Cascade, which is, I personally think, the best option. It looks like a lot of people say it's definitely like, yeah, it's like definitely the best one. I'd be worried about decking out though, if you have so much Cascade shit. Oh, okay. The commander of a Slivers deck always has a target on their back, and a Slivers player needs to plan on having their commander removed early and often. While you can theoretically tutor for the first Sliver with Overlord, to do so from the command zone would require you to either have 8 mana available, or to cast Sliver Overlord and have them live. It's not realistic to expect Sliver Overlord of all things to survive if any one opponent has removal, and waiting to cast them until you can also tutor will slow down your deck overall, which is not super desirable either. They're removal magnet with Sliver Overlord, and they have little to no immediate board impact. Meanwhile, the first Sliver always comes with a second spell, so you always have at least some board impact, even if she gets countered. It's nice that they call her she, which makes sense. God Revenant says Diana Baldur's Gate 3 live action in the works. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that, dude. Video game movies and TV shows and shit like that suck nowadays, and there's specific reasons for it. I saw a video the other day talking about how it really just goes off of the Resident Evil formula, where people don't want the lore and they don't want the story of the games converted into the movies. They just want, like, I don't know, action, essentially, and CGI. I don't know. I was kind of disgusted when I saw, like, the what was it? World of Warcraft movie, I'm pretty sure. Did that actually do well? I can't remember. But DV says you won't deck out with Cascade. You'd need to Cascade like 60 times. Oh, okay. And then Yvette says, do you play V Rising? How is it? If so, I have not played it. I got it confused with the Lies of P recently, and so people saying the World of Warcraft movie was mid and it bombed. Someone else said the Borderlands was trash, but Fallout was good. Fallout is very good, but that's because Fallout's like incredibly faithful to the lore, to the point that they even recreate the actual scenes from the video game as sets, and then they do a really good job of introducing new people to the lore as well. I love it. It really made me want to go back and play like the OG Fallout games, and that was a really, really good conversion, but again, I don't know. It's a TV show, and I can't imagine that they'd be able to do the same with the fantasy IP the same way that they, with like Baldur's Gate and things like that, especially when there's so much magic involved, and so much like Forgotten Realms lore that goes back so much fucking longer than Fallout ever did, But yeah. Anyway, it's probably where I'll wrap it for today. I think I will call it there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm gonna go grab dinner, probably some pork fried rice, and just kind of chill. I am going to be heading out this weekend to a cabin in the woods somewhere to play games and hang out with people, so I'll have more to report back on the magic front later on when I figure out if my decks actually work against people in real life or not. And so beyond that, I'll try and take some cool pictures of like the rainy Pacific Northwest for you. So in the meantime, see you guys later. Bye-bye.